Good evening. Always I'm nervous when I speak in English. I grew up and I was studying in Romania in the communist time, and at that time we were allowed to learn just Russian. And for 12 years I was studying Russian, and just about a few years ago I started to learn English. I know I have, and I realize I still have a long way to go with my English. I have nothing to do about my accent, but always I like to learn new words, especially when we are traveling in the States. So lately I learned how to say, you betcha. And last week we had a wonderful time in Frisco, and we stayed there with a host family, and they were from Texas. And they teach me how to say y'all. We love America, we love the language, we love the food, we love the people, we love everything. But we are coming from Romania, from a place called Caminul Felix, which means the happy home. Caminul Felix is the land where God called us to serve Him and to serve the children. Caminul Felix is the place where God called me and my wife and many others to serve Him. It was in 1989 when the communist regime collapsed. Ceausescu, the dictator, was shot. And even for us, it was a surprise to see the condition, how bad they were, the condition the kids lived. And many people from around the world, they wanted to help. Many Romanians, many Americans, many people from Europe, they wanted to help. And it was a missionary couple, Linda and Lars Hornberg. She was from California, he was from Sweden. They moved to Romania in early 1990. And they said they wanted to help the children. And they said, if you are going to build a nicer and a bigger orphanage, it will be good, but will not help a lot. God created the kids to live in the families. And they said, let's build families. And it was in 1990 when the first village came alive. Caminul Felix number 1. There are 6 homes. In each house, there is a permanent couple of house parents. Father, mother, with their biological children, and there are another 15 around them. It's a large family. But at that time, the needs were so great, and we just wanted to save as many kids we can. 6 families, 6 young couples, which dedicated their lives to the Lord and to the children. And they just moved there, and they brought many kids in their families. Kids coming from different places, different situations, with everyone with his history. They just come, and we just brought them in our families. In the first village, there are 100 children, which found their new family and their new life. It was in 1999, 2000, and the Lord told us, be prepared to expand the ministry. And we said, what? After 10 years, we were working hard. And we just wanted to set the ministry. And we just wanted to reach that comfort zone. And we just wanted to take a holiday or to take it easy. And now you want us to start again? But when God has a plan, He's just going for it. And it was in 2000. It was Bob Pagett and Assist International from California. And here is Caminul Felix number 2. 10 more homes, the same concept. Father, mother, and more children in. I remember that great time in 1999-2000. This village was built with the support from people from America. Each house is 3,500 square feet. It's a large house for Romania, but in each house there are every day 15 to 20 people living there, parents and the children. Each house was sent from here in 5 containers, 5 40-foot containers. And after that, a team from churches, they came, pastors, doctors, teachers, carpenters, electricians, in 2 mission trips. And they were building a house. We were amazed, and we learned that you guys, the Americans, you build fast. And we like that. Our kids, they were looking at the people who were working, and they said, why these Americans are all the time in hurry? But they said, we are not in hurry, we're just working. We like that. It was a miracle for us. Can you imagine 10 more homes, and in each house, another couple and another family. And here are another 100 children. So together in both villages, there are 200 children which found their new parents, new life, and they have a new hope and a new future. Always I say, by the time I was a child, I grew up in a Christian family, and I was looking for God's will for my life. I grew up in a small church. I went to school. I wanted to be somebody. And I finished the high school, and I went to the college. I wanted to be a mechanic engineer. I went through the school, and nothing happened. After that, I went to a Bible college, and I wanted to be a pastor, hoping that God will give me a great church. But I didn't know that God's plan for my life was to give me a great family. Yes, I'm one of the directors, but also I am one of the house parents. Look at me. In 1992, I was young, I had big hair, and 18 children in our family. It was a great experience for us. Starting, we were married just about 2 years. We had our biological son. He was 6 months old. And suddenly, we have a great family. But again, when God has a plan for your life, the best is to stay in that plan. 12 of them at that time, they were in diapers, 3, 4, 5 years old. We were walking on the street sometimes, and everybody was looking at me and my wife and say, "Daddy, daddy, daddy, daddy." People were looking at us like as strange people. But I was not strange. I was just in God's plan. They were in diapers. And it was a tough time. Today, 14 years later, all of them, they are teenagers. It's a tough time also. But they are great. It's amazing to see them, how they are growing and how they develop, how they just become normal citizens of Romania. God's plan for my life, it's in Romania and at Caminul Felix. And God's plan, sometimes he has blessings, sometimes he has sacrifices, but the best for you and for me is to be in God's plan. And in 1 week, we go back to Romania. And I'm going into God's plan, into God's will, and that's heaven. Of course we love America. Of course we realize that we have a very blessed country. And of course we appreciate very much the way you are treating us, you are loving us, you are feeding us. But in about 1 week, we go back in God's plan. Sometimes I tease the kids and I tell them, don't get used with this style of life because in 1 week we go back home. Of course we don't have so much as you have here. But we are so happy for you, and we are so happy that you received us. Caminul Felix, it's a God thing. Caminul Felix, it's about children and their new family. It's all about the children. We are blessed. We are blessed to have 200 children. Well, actually, I wanted a great church, but when you have 200 children, that's a church. It's not as big as yours, but it's a church. And people coming and kids coming from different situations and different circumstances. It's a lot. Again, Caminul Felix, it's about the children and their new family. You will hear more from them singing and having their testimonies. So now, please welcome Caminul Felix Choir.
Loving Creator, I will give the glory, Lord, to you. Be exalted, let your name be lifted up forever. God, I'm changing, you're my Lord and Savior. I will give the glory, Lord, to you. God Almighty, the heavens and the earth belong to you, Lord. The sun, the moon, the stars, the seas, they're yours, Lord. I will give the glory, Lord, to you. Gloria, aleluya, Padre del cielo, adorarte quiero solo a ti. Dios majestuoso del universo, adorarte quiero solo a ti. Que tu nombre aleluia. Gloria, gloria, aleluia. Gloria, gloria, aleluia. Gloria, gloria, aleluia.
Bună seara!
Good evening.
Mă numesc Deac Albert și câteva cuvinte de o să vă împărtășesc cum a lucrat Dumnezeu în viața mea.
My name is Deac Albert, and in a few words, I would like to share with you my testimony.
M-am născut de o familie care nu cunoștea nimic despre Dumnezeu
I was born in a family which didn't know anything about God,
și ambii părinți erau alcoolici.
and both of my parents were alcoholics.
M-am născut alături de alți 4 frați.
I have other 4 brothers,
Când a 6-lea frate a venit pe lume, a și murit.
and when our 6th brother came on earth, he died in the same day.
Părinții mei au fost la mormântare
My parents went to the funeral,
și când s-au întors acasă, s-au certat.
and after they came home, they had a big fight.
Nu s-au înțeles, iar mea mea s-a sinucis.
They couldn't agree, and my mother committed suicide.
A rămas alături de tatăl meu și de bunica mea,
Together with my brothers, we remained with my father and my grandmother.
iar ei, nu având cum să ne susțină, ne-au dat la orfelinat.
And because they couldn't afford to keep us, they sent us to a state orphanage.
Nici la acel orfelinat nu cunoșteam nimic despre Dumnezeu.
There we didn't know anything about God either.
La acel orfelinat nu aveam suficiente haine și suficientă mâncare.
In that place, we never had enough food or enough clothing.
Și nu aveam cum să-i spunem nevoile noastre.
And we didn't have anybody to tell our needs.
Dar într-o zi, o persoană a venit la noi și a zis că va veni cineva să ne acolo.
But one day, somebody told us that there will be some people taking us away from there.
Și în 25 noiembrie 1999
And on 25th November 99,
au venit 3 persoane și ne-au dus la Caminul Felix.
3 people came and took us to Caminul Felix.
La Caminul Felix mi-au aflat noi părinți,
At Caminul Felix, I met my new parents.
mi-au aflat noi frați
I met my new brothers and sisters.
și l-am aflat și pe Dumnezeu.
And I met God.
Și vreau să vă spun că la Caminul Felix am de toate.
I want to tell you that in Caminul Felix I have everything I need.
Și am cum să-i spun nevoile.
I have parents who to share my needs with.
Vă mulțumesc pentru că m-ați ascultat. Domnul să vă binecuvânteze.
Thank you for listening to me. God bless you.